Hello and welcome back to Together We Pause with me, Faye.
And me, Helen. It's time to grab a cuppa and dive in. And today we're kickstarting with Faye's having a makeover. Faye, what are you doing?
You know, I actually forgot where we were going there. I was like listening. I'm having a makeover. I've decided to cut my hair. Does that constitute a makeover?
I think it does, because actually your hair's quite a signature look for you, isn't it?
Oh, God.
It feels like quite a big thing. Identity change.
I'm thinking a lob.
I think a lob would look great on you. Is it because you want to be me?
Yeah.
We're morphing.
I either just grow my hair like Rapunzel or cut it all off. I can't maintain a style. I don't have like this is my thing. And I want one.
Okay. Would you go fringe?
Oh my God, don't. No, I'm not brave enough.
Not even like an Audrey Hepburn side fringe?
No. You could see my doubt then. I love the idea of a fringe. Number one, it like covers any wrinkles.
Yeah.
But
better than Botox.
Yeah. But it would annoy me.
Do you know what? I used to have a fringe.
These bits are annoying me now.
I used to have a fringe, and it's fine until you get into a wind tunnel, and then you're like, then you just get the old whoo, which is not good.
My sister has a fringe, and she goes through this like little process in the morning of like dampening it and then drying it, and I'm like, what is that?
Well, we know you're low maintenance unless it's your skincare system.
I'm low maintenance unless it's skincare or prepping myself to go to sleep.
So the thought behind a lob is just because you just want to change?
Yes. It's long, it's annoying. I don't wear it down without it being annoying. I'll wear it down for like 1 second, then be like, well, that's annoying, and then tie it up. And I just feel like chopping it all off. Also, and we did discuss this in an episode a few weeks ago. I know you're going to tell me off, but there are a few little grey friends joining the team.
You can mute now if you like, listener.
There are
this
a few.
It's just not really true.
And I'm thinking, and I've had it done once before.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a balayage.
Oh, I love a balayage.
With just a little bit of light stranding.
Yeah.
That's not even what you call it, but you know what I mean. Just to mask the arrival of my grey friends.
I think that would be. I think a balayage, if we were talking about it in isolation, is a great idea. I love a balayage, and I also think if you have your hair down, you do need to have like interest in your hair.
Yes.
So as we know, I'm very grey, and I have mine dyed every 4 to 6 weeks, and actually we pull the colour down sometimes a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I have lighter at the ends, so it looks hopefully quite natural, but equally it's quite interesting when you're spending a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about spending money on your hair? Because you've never like dyed it much, have you?
No, I've done. I had a balayage once, and I absolutely loved it because it lasts forever.
Ages. And also you don't get the roots because the balayage is further down.
That was like the gift that just kept giving.
And you love your new hairdresser, don't you?
Do you like my new hairdresser?
So I feel like you should go for it.
I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm just being a bit lazy and not booking the appointment.
Do it.
Because also, having your hair dyed takes a long time.
Well, you're going to be there 3 hours. I know. Long time.
I don't like the chit chat.
I go to a hairdresser who I love, Louise. We love her. She's got like a little.
Even if you love her.
No. But listen, this is why I love her.
Oh, good. Okay. She shuts up.
So basically, there's a barber in Bath where I live. There's a barber's, and through the barber's, which is a really nice barber's anyway, there's like a little room which is her little studio. Right. She's got 2 chairs and a wash basin. She puts my colour on. And then she leaves. Yeah. And I love her so much for it. She's a brilliant hairdresser anyway. But then she kind of just goes and hangs out. She'll go and have a snack, do whatever she needs to do. And then she just comes back. We do have a bit of chat.
Yeah.
But a nice amount for both of us. And then she leaves me to it. And I've never asked her to do it, but I think it's just what she does for her clients. Occasionally, she'll have me in one chair and someone else in another chair, and in which case she kind of bounces between the two. But I actually find the hairdressers really overstimulating.
Yeah, I do.
It's too much noise, too much chat. The lights are too bright. I look awful because you've wet my hair or put brown dye on it. And so I think it's about finding the right environment.
Yeah. I quite like one without all the jibber jabber.
Yeah. Like give me a nice cup of tea or a drink and then leave me to it. Thank you.
Yeah. When I go for a massage, I cannot deal if there's talking.
Yes.
Are you the same?
So I like, because obviously I'm a bit of a chatter. So I like a little bit of chat.
No way.
So I'm like, have you had a nice day? Blah, blah, blah. And then I stop talking. And the hope is that they then stop talking.
Yeah.
And normally they do. I actually had a really nice massage a couple of weeks ago. And actually lovely. Really nice bit of chat on my terms. And then I had a little doze.
Love that.
I love it. I need to have more massages. How often do you have a massage?
Well, so I got into a really good routine. I had a massage every month for years.
Oh, that sounds heavenly.
So I was doing the national wedding show with my photography business.
Yes.
And I hurt my shoulder really badly carrying all my stuff to the car.
Well, it's a long way, isn't it?
This was in 2017, I think.
God.
And Phil phoned and booked this massage with this girl called Emma, who was working in Amersham. We lived in Amersham at the time, and she was amazing. She was absolutely brilliant, and she's now moved just a little bit annoyingly far away from me.
Oh no.
And so I sort of broke the chain of going to see her every month, because it takes me like nearly half an hour to get there.
Yeah, and so actually then if you've got an hour's massage, you're looking at a 2-hour window.
I know.
Which is quite a hard window to find often.
It is. And then, so I was really lucky. The osteopath that works in my village had this amazing Thai lady called Jan. Oh my gosh. Such a petite little lady. You would not think she was that level of strength. Oh, like eye-wateringly good. But she's just moved away. So I'm back to square one. I need that regularity in my life, but I need either someone to come to my house or be really close, because I loved my monthly massage.
I feel like you need to reignite that.
I do, don't I? Yeah. I need the haircut.
You need the lob.
I need the massage.
Yeah. Okay. Did I tell you that I fell out with my local spa? Well, I didn't really fall out with them. Basically, they've got 2 premises on the same road. But they call them 2 different things, right? So one's called, I'm not going to say what the company name is, but there's basically 2, the same spa, 2 different premises that they do different treatments
right.
at. So whenever I book in, they go, oh, you're at this one. And then they always change their mind before I get there. And they send you a confirmation email on the morning to say, we're just confirming your appointment. So of course, I don't read the email. I just read confirmation of appointment. Anyway, they always move it to the other one, and I'm running late and I get to the wrong one, and it always really annoys me every time. It's like, just stick to the one place. Tell me which one I'm going to. And then when I sent an email just to say, I just wanted to give you some feedback. Say one is by this landmark and one is by this, because I don't know the names of them, and nor do I need to. And they did send a really nice response to say, oh, it's our company policy to send it in this wording. And it's like, that's fine. But as a user, I don't know the difference. So tell me one is next to the flower pot and one is next to the post office, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel I can go back, because actually I didn't love it. And they changed my location, which makes me sound really annoying. No,
sometimes things just get annoying, don't they?
They do. And it's just, and I think because we own businesses, I'm always like, how can I make this easier? Actually, I always apologise. My first instance is always like, I'm really sorry this is inconvenienced you, even if it's not the easiest of responses to write. Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
That's all someone needs to hear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's true.
But I love the lob for you, and I feel like you need to find yourself a new massage.
Okay. I will take this as homework.
Yeah, do. And then can you give us some feedback?
I will give you some feedback. Good. It might take me a little while, so
that's okay.
Bear with this hair for a few episodes.
We will.
Today we're going to talk about AI.
Oh, do you know what? This makes me feel really old, because just before we came on live, we were like, what's the definition of AI?
Which is what, Helen?
Well... So I was saying, like, for example, is my sat nav in my car AI? Is the algorithm on Facebook AI? And we have decided as a general rule, it's anything that is computer generated that can help us, isn't it? Is that what we've said?
I think so. I mean, AI stands for artificial intelligence.
Thanks.
So is it artificial intelligence that a computer can tell you how to drive to Bolton from Bristol?
Yeah.
Well, yes, because it's not a human.
I love Bolton.
I don't know where that came from.
No, I've never been there. Let's go.
I've been to Bolton.
Do you know what? Our cars could take us, because we could program that.
We could, exactly. So I think for the sake of today, we're talking about technology.
Yes.
Yeah? And that
makes us sound really old. That's like when my mum used to go, I'm looking at the screen, and she meant the iPad. I'm like, what do you mean the screen? The iPad. Okay.
Brilliant.
And the reason this came up is because I saw a really interesting reel on Instagram, which I feel like is always my like point of conversation. Like, let me tell you what's on Instagram. So as you know, I'm dyslexic, and I said to you only a couple of weeks ago, I have never felt more dyslexic now than ever. Is that right? Is that what I'm trying to say?
We know what you're saying.
So basically, I feel more dyslexic now than I ever have.
Yeah.
And I think probably I have created a lot of mechanics that I use to help me navigate information, to help me understand, to help me ask more questions, like all of that stuff. I feel like...
Could I ask before we actually carry on?
Yeah.
For people who aren't familiar with dyslexia, how does that show up for you?
So for me, it's mainly in taking information in. So if you tell me something, I find that much easier than something that's written down. So one of the reasons I record all of my recipes is because I find watching instruction a lot easier than if you give me a paragraph to read.
Okay.
So I'm like a learner that needs to be shown how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not the best with numbers, as you know, but I think it's because I actually don't have much interest in it. So I kind of use like the card, but I don't really understand.
A bit like I'm allergic to mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. She's not allergic to mushrooms. We know that. So I have been doing a big project of late, and it's involved a lot of written work, which, as you know, isn't my way to communicate. That's why I love a podcast, because it means I can just show up and I can talk and I'm done, and I haven't got to think, oh, is that grammatically correct and all that stuff. And so I have been feeling more dyslexic than ever of late. And I saw this really interesting reel, which basically said that perimenopause and menopause is actually really hard for people who are neurodivergent and dyslexic, because they've already got so many coping mechanisms. And then you give them the layer of brain fog on top of that and the fatigue, and those coping mechanisms no longer work. So they feel like they're broken and fragmented. And it made me realise that, firstly, I wasn't maybe more dyslexic than I thought I was, but it made me think, like, what could I be doing to help myself? Which then took me down a rabbit hole of like, what are the computer generated things, tools, platforms I can use that can help me during this period? And you and I have been using quite a lot for Together We Pause, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
We've been going, like, I'm going to be honest, I thought AI was cheating for a long time.
I was just about to say, what's your initial reaction to AI? Was it, this is people taking shortcuts that are lazy?
But then I also thought that with Ozempic too. I was like, why is everyone taking shortcuts? Like, come on, let's just get on and do the hard work, people.
Yeah,
and now I understand more about Ozempic, and I also am utilising AI a lot more.
Yeah.
So one of the things I do in the business is I do the social media, and one of the things that I use AI for all the time is to help me generate the captions, because actually we all know that it's hard to look at an empty caption or an empty piece of paper, a blank piece of paper to start. And I think it's really interesting how AI is so clever now, and computer generated platforms and support can make such a difference for us, whether you're in the midst of menopause or not. What's your gut when we think about AI?
I wouldn't say that I've ever been skeptical about it, because I love a shortcut.
Yes, but
I'm front of the line for shortcuts.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting. I don't like queuing. I don't like things that take me an unnecessary amount of time.
Yeah.
If there's a way that I could do it easier and to the same standard.
Yes.
I think that's just where it comes for me. Like, I don't care whether this is done by a computer or Helen. Is it good? And does it work for us?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. And if it can be done by a computer and free Helen's time,
brilliant.
That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
So, I've used, if we're putting technology as a whole under the band of AI, I use it every single day.
Yeah.
I'd be really lost without it. Just the apps on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, just the one that tells you which day you would have a period. Helpful.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
It's not like going inside of me. It's just calculating days. That's really clever and useful. Diary reminders, the basic things like ding, did you remember you've got a call in 30 minutes? No, I did not, because my brain fell out. Thank you very much. To writing captions or show notes or whatever it might be. I'm totally here for it.
So what are the platforms or the apps that you use on a really regular basis that are really helping you at the moment?
ChatGPT is open.
Love.
100% of the time.
Me too.
On my tabs.
Well,
have you paid for the upgraded version?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, of course. Can't ask too many questions because the free one stops after a while. Yeah.
But even for our questions for today, we put in our titles for our different podcasts, and we were like, give me 5 questions based on these. And then within 3 seconds, you've got something that you can start with, and it might not be perfect. And I think ChatGPT has come on a long way. So when I first started using it, I was like, oh, this just doesn't sound like me. But the more questions I ask, the more it learns, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
What was really interesting is I've just been away with my sisters. Both are 9-to-5ers, work in big corporates. And we were talking about the impact of AI on jobs, future, and their perception of it is so different to mine. Because I'm like, as a small business, AI, I don't have to employ people because I can ask AI to help me, and there's loads of different platforms to help me do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't you think long term your workforce is going to get smaller and smaller? Because like one of my sisters is an engineer. You could go into AI and say, this is my engineering problem. These are the parameters, and it will spit out options for you. It might even be able to mathematically test and stress test things. And they have such a different perspective of it.
As in, they're very skeptical.
They're skeptical. They don't feel like it would impact workforce. And I wonder whether big corporations work slower than smaller ones
do. I'm sure they do.
And one of my sister was like, we're not even allowed to use like AI. Like,
interesting.
Whereas I think as a small business owner, actually it helps me in so many ways. And because I've been feeling more dyslexic than I ever have, which is just a combination of dyslexia, brain fog, perimenopause, busy life, there are so many ways that it can help. So you can voice note different apps and say, these are all the things I'm thinking of. Can you just collate this into a list? And it collates it into a list.
Yeah.
There are ways that you can automate activities by, like your food delivery shop, which obviously I do an awful lot, like automating that. I think we need to embrace it. And I think if you are struggling, it's like, think of the problems that you're facing and then go into Google, say, I want to create a list from my voice note, what app does that, and it will tell you.
I think we are, in a sense, it's like, what a time to be alive.
But and also for our kids, because I don't know whether your kids do this, but my kids will be like, oh, I've got to write about the Romans, I'll go on to whatever platform, give me 5 facts about the Romans.
And it's right there.
I
heard someone the other day, social media, having...
We don't see anyone.
having a real moan about kids using AI, which I get it. Like, if you're like, write a 3,000 word, like how many dissertations have been written on ChatGPT? Probably quite a few. And I do understand that. But in the olden days, when it was you and I doing our homework, we'd get a book and then we'd find the 5 facts about the Romans and write what was in the book. It's actually no different.
Exactly.
It's just quicker to get to the good stuff, surely.
Yes. But also how interesting to equip our children with that capacity now of going, I need to do this thing really quickly, computer help me. And actually, when they get to the workforce, how nimble they'll be, how pragmatic they'll be. And I'm sure you had the same when you first joined your marketing company, your marketing job, and you're trying to like work out who to talk to and how to find certain information. How wonderful would it have been just to go on to Google, with Google as it is now and AI as it is now, to go, tell me how I get return on investment from this type of marketing activity, or how can I change this sentence so it's harder hitting? Hello, yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I think specifically for people in menopause, perimenopause, who are in that brain fog place, there are so many tools that help you feel in control.
But even things like, let's talk about day-to-day tasks that lots of people will be doing. So even things like emails, you know, we've all been there when you're like, oh, I've got to say something quite tricky. I'm not really sure how to do it. Like, let's go into ChatGPT. I need to say this, this and this. I want to say it in a really warm and friendly way. Give me something, ChatGPT. And even if it's only a starting point, like what a wonderful place to be in. Instead of spending, you know, when you're neurodivergent, when you're dyslexic like me, I could spend 45 minutes writing an email easily. Now with ChatGPT, I can do it within 5 to 10 minutes. I've got something that I'm really happy with. It can also proofread my work as well. So sometimes, like many people, I don't proofread properly. So I can pop it into ChatGPT. Can you make sure this is grammatically correct for me? Like, hello, this is just helpful, isn't it?
So what are the downsides?
So I wonder whether the downsides are that we might become a bit lazy. Could that be a thing?
Maybe. Or could it be that we're using that time that we previously spent on that activity doing something else? Are we just at a time in life where technology is advancing so rapidly that we're just like in the glory days of advancement? I don't know.
But I think as well, from what I understood about AI, and I was listening to a Stephen Bartlett podcast. I know he's not your favourite, but I was listening to him, and actually
I think his guests are amazing.
And he asks good questions. I think they're very long, but I do think they are information driven, which is information heavy, which I really like. And it was just fascinating listening to it. Like, computers are able to solve problems quicker and quicker, and they're learning. So it scares me a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, so are we starting to worry that the robots are taking over? Is Alexa coming to get us?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do you say please and thank you to your Alexa?
I do to ChatGPT.
Oh, I do to Alexa because I feel like she's the first that would come and get us if we were.
But what's the other option? So I was talking to my sisters about this actually, and I was like, it's going to go two ways. You're going to have those people who are all into AI, robots, they embrace it all. And you'll also get those people who are like, I'm out, I'm off grid, I'm living in the mountains.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'm going to grow carrots and eat those forever.
I would love to live in the mountains and grow carrots, but I'd want to be able to chat GPT if my carrot got a disease and they weren't growing. I'd want to just quickly go, hey, chat, what's happening with my carrots?
Here's a pic. Help me out.
And actually, we've been Googling stuff for years, and it's kind of the same thing. And actually, you can see Google panicking their pants off now. Because when you Google something, it comes up with AI response.
And also, I was listening to the same podcast with Stephen Bartlett, or one of his, and he was like, we're now going to do like a computer generated sets for all of our podcasts, and the only things that will be different are the chairs. So basically if we were on holiday, we can't go on holiday though because we can't fly in the same plane. But if we were on holiday,
that's a shame,
in, let's say, Marrakesh, because I feel like we'd enjoy it there. Quite cultural, nice food.
I like Marrakesh.
Lovely, lovely weather. We could have similar seats, press a button, and all of the background would pop up, and then we could do our podcast from wherever we are in the world. Clever, no?
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. And I think this is a difference between people who work maybe in a company and people who perhaps are entrepreneurial. Like, as an entrepreneur, you have to be open to all the ideas, don't you?
That's the definition of being an entrepreneur. Looking at 100 ideas and going, they're all rubbish. Let's have a go at that one. Let's have a go at that one. And making that decision for yourself. Here's a question though. Can ChatGPT ever really understand perimenopause or menopause, or indeed any ailment? Can it ever really give us good advice on it because it's a computer?
So as far as I understand it, so ChatGPT doesn't have empathy. So when you talk to me about your ailments, I'm like, oh, Faye, I'm really sorry. Like, I hope that gets better. But what I can't give you is the science behind some of the reasons why HRT works. And I can't give you like understanding of big scientific testing about why things work and why things don't and what could work. But ChatGPT could, because it is able to take all of the good stuff or all of the stuff from the internet and go, actually, if you're having these 5 symptoms and you are this age, there is a likelihood you could have perimenopause. Like, aren't we going to get to a point where we probably have AI doctors anyway?
Are we?
I think we are. And there's also, there's a place in London, which I'm desperate to go to, where they basically take a full body scan of the outside of your body and they can tell if you're going to get skin cancer.
What the
Yes.
heck?
They're like, that tiny freckle, third from the right on wherever your body, that's a problem.
That's fascinating.
And also, I think there's been some, and I may have got this wrong, but there's also been quite a lot of AI research into like cancer as well, where they can see from a long distance, like that cell actually doesn't look great. Like, is there going to be a problem with that cell later in life? And so you've got two choices here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Embrace it, run with it, be part of the movement, or be scared of it and get left behind.
But Hollywood has a lot to answer for because there's films where the robots take over.
Yeah, which is terrifying.
Is that going to happen? It's not going to happen, is it?
Well, it's not going to happen in our lifetime, for sure.
So just
maybe our children's lifetime. But also, all we can do is hope that the people who are building AI from the forefront, that they are doing it for the right reason and in the right way.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I think we've just got to be a little bit careful that we don't go into the Hollywood mindset of things.
I also think we need to live in what we have now, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, yes, in 100 years' time, maybe robots will be taking over the world. I can't tell you if that's true or not.
Or just like the Victorians couldn't have told you that we'd have iPods.
Or like cars, or like, mobile phones.
Yeah.
Like, it's all you can hope is that the world is being built in the right way with the right intentions.
Yeah.
Purist, I feel like maybe the
I'm here for it. I think anything that helps you live a good full life and helps remind you things when your brain falls out.
Yeah. And also, I think you will be left behind if you do not use the tools that are available to you.
God bless AI.
God bless AI. I would love to know people's comments on this one.
Yeah, I'm interested as well, actually.
Because a lot of our listeners and watchers are going to be of our age. And I think there's a lot of fear around this. So make sure you leave a comment, like and share, share and subscribe. That's what I was trying to go for. And we've loved hanging out with you today.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. See you again soon.
See you next week.
Bye.
Next week on Together We Pause, we are going to be talking about endometriosis.
That's quite a hard word to say, isn't it?
It is, in a hurry, like I was
But actually, it kind of then transpires to be talking about quite an elaborate birth story, doesn't it?
It is elaborate. I will share the entire story.
I know, and
week.
I've saved mine, and we're going to do a second episode on that. But do tune in, because if you have it or you know someone that has it, it's super enlightening, and we would love to share it with you.